If you want your gameplay to stop looking like this, and start looking like this, and you want your graphics to look way better like these, you've come to the right video. What's up everybody? As you know, this new season of Fortnite has been released, and after a little over a week, I have the best settings for Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 4 ready for you. And starting off, we're looking in the display settings, and I definitely recommend copying these if you're on PC. And if you're on console, just copy what you can. Now I do play on windowed full screen because I use a custom crosshair, but if you don't use one, then I recommend just keeping it on full screen. My monitor can go up to 280 FPS, but I keep it at 240, that way my frames don't drop when I'm playing competitive modes like tournaments or scrims. This new season came with a new performance mode called Legacy Performance Mode, and I've heard it's best for people who use AMD in their PCs, which I do. And this gives you the best balance between performance and graphics. Now I did hear if you're on Nvidia, you should probably just stick to regular performance mode, and it'll just feel better than a new one. This colorblind mode is what makes my game look vivid and clear, and you want to set the strength to 7. That way it's not too strong, but you still notice a difference compared to having it off. 3D resolution should be on 100, and view distance and textures should be on medium, but that is personal preference. Just know the higher it is, the more delay you might feel in your game, but it won't be too big of a difference. Also, you want to make sure you have dynamic 3D resolution off. Now for my audio settings, you want your sound quality to be on high, and 3D headphones makes your game more muffled, so I just leave it off, and those are the most important things from this tab. I did forget visualized sound effects needs to be on, but I'm sure everybody knows that by now. Moving on to my game settings, I have auto open doors off and I leave auto pick up weapons off, and I know most people leave both those on, but there are times that you don't want to open doors automatically, and there's times that you don't want to pick up a weapon just because you have an open slot. So for me, I just leave it off. I disable pre-edit option because it's supposed to help with delay, and I have auto confirm edits, aka edit on release, on both, and these are the most important things from this tab. Next, I have user interface, and I leave my reticle off because, like I said earlier, I play with the custom crosshair, and I leave my damage set to cumulative so it adds up my damage as I hit the shots. And then here, I leave the scale for the numbers and the heads up display on 85%, just so those don't get in the way of anything. And that's all that really matters from this tab. And then last but not least, these are my keyboard settings, which obviously is preference, but feel free to try these out, and I play on at 800 DPI. Now I do have a couple extra tips that'll help with your performance and your graphics, and the first one I have is use a custom crosshair if you can. Now I know on console you probably can't use one, unless you're on a monitor, which in that case you can just use the crosshair on your monitor, which is what I did for a long time while I was on PS5. But if you're on PC, they have Crosshair X, which is a paid for app, but if you're anything like me and you want to use a free version, there's something called Crosshair V2, and I'm pretty sure you can get it on Steam, but I got it on Epic. And then the next thing you can do is use your monitor settings, and these settings are going to be different for each monitor, but I know most monitors you can raise or lower your saturation. I have mine set pretty high. You can also fine tune the RGB, which is the strength of the colors red, green, and blue, for a look that is even more specific to you. Also, if your monitor is anything like mine, there's an option to overclock it, which means it can run at a higher hertz than what it is out the box. So mine out the box is 240 Hz, but I can overclock it and get 280 Hz, which in game means I can play on up to 280 FPS. But you can also change things like your brightness and contrast. But overall, I recommend looking up your monitor and looking up the best settings for your monitor on YouTube, because I'm sure there'll be something out there for you. Anyways, that's all for this video. Like I said, I definitely recommend you all try out these settings, and if you do, let me know how they work for you. Now, if you want to learn how to improve 10 times faster in Fortnite, click this video on the left, and if you want to learn how to improve your awareness, click this video on the right. Thanks for watching, see ya.